Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to my channel, Tarot by Bronx. This is Tarot Talk. These are Tarot Tings, and I'm your host, Boogie down Bronx, and I'm here to take care of the Taurus. If you're new to the channel, welcome. This reading can resonate for you if you have Taurus. That was a tongue twister. This reading can resonate for you, Taurus, as a sun, moon, rising, Venus, north node, or south node sign. Sorry, y'all. I always have to make sure my microphone is on because I can't see it, and I would hate to have to redo a reading. Quick shout out to Venus moving into Taurus. So if you're a Taurus can't talk today, y'all. Taurus Venus, congratulations. It is your Venus return, which means you could become more attractive to people. You may experience some amplifications in the area of love, and even finances can see an improvement. But yeah. So also shout out to my Patreon. I have been coaching and guiding and advising the mutable signs a lot on there. If you have mutable placements along with your Taurus placements, check out the Patreon for advice in regards to Saturn and Pisces. But also I will be moving and shifting more into some cardinal stuff with the 2 Aries new moons, one being a solar eclipse coming up. So look out for that stuff as well. If you got cardinal signs or mutable signs. All right. So let's get into this reading for you, Taurus, and see what's the blunt truth you need to hear right now. You have buck the system. And then you have a reminder, you are always on the right path. Aries just got that card. So you could have Aries placements as well. What is this in regards to for buck the system with Taurus? I'm really feeling like do your own thing. Like that's what they're giving me. Like that's what I'm hearing in my head. Do your own thing. New career path. Yeah. Oop. I don't know which ones was meant to come out. But I'm hearing do your own thing because Aquarius, especially for Taurus risings, was literally just in your 10th house of long-term career. Now Saturn is in, Gemini risings. 10th house. So you're going to have a lot of clarity when it comes down to your career with buck the system and reminder you're always on the right path. You have new career path. But I do feel like it's going to require you to do something entirely different than you haven't done before. Or you're going to have like some revelations like, wow, now I know exactly what I want to do in my career, or I'm getting all of these new ideas that I didn't have before. This will be specifically more for Taurus sun and risings, but you know, it can apply to you as well. If it resonates, then take it. But you are a magical ass being, act accordingly. And it's just like, especially if you have that Aquarius 10th house, if you're a Taurus rising, Aquarius is about doing things different. It's not about following systems. It's about recreating, reinventing, doing your own thing, being very unique and eccentric. So a lot of you guys, you are going to be taking a very non-traditional path when it comes down to your career. You cannot like observe and look at what other people are doing as a good judgment of if you're on the right path. You are always on the right path for yourself, okay? So let's see, where does Taurus need to kind of like maybe even channel that Aquarian energy and think more outside of the box? Where does Taurus need to channel that energy and think more outside of the box and be different? You have timing is right. You have teacher. You have stop searching for external answers. You already know. Ask for help. Okay, so when you do like look for guidance, you don't need to look for guidance to get validation. Okay. You just need to look for guidance in regards to getting some advising on how to make your vision come to fruition. You don't need validation on your vision. You need help to bring your vision to fruition for some of you. So you can have letters in your name, A, S, H, L, or N. This can be letters in your name or letters in somebody else's name. You have interview. So some of you are going to have an interview coming up for a job. You have teacher. If you have not considered teaching something that you could monetize off of or make a career out of, teaching how to do something, that is a potential career path for you. You already know the answer, stop asking. And then you have stop searching for external answers. So all of the answers that you have as far as like if you should do something or if you should take a new approach to career or entirely new like career path itself, yes. Or like whatever it is in your heart that you're like, is this the right thing? Am I doing the right thing? Yes. That part, you don't need any more confirmation on that. As far as asking for help, let's see more about ask for help. Fun or party. Some of you may like get some type of advising when you are actually at like an event, like something fun that you wouldn't expect to meet somebody that helps you, like somebody that you just come across, right? Ask for help. Tell me more for Taurus. Ask for help. You have communication. You have self-sabotage. You have self-love. You have blessing in disguise. Okay. Entrepreneurship, marriage, or life partnership. Okay. So for you, Taurus, you do tend to self-sabotage in those moments where you don't ask for help when you need it and you just give up. You're like, well, I don't have any help, so I'm not going to try. I'm not going to see my vision through. I'm not going to like start. I'm going to procrastinate and I'm just going to let it flop. I'm going to lose all my excitement. I'm going to lose my motivation and that's going to be that. Okay. So that's where you sabotage because you are too stubborn to ask for help sometimes. Right. But you have communication. So there's going to be people that either they ask you if you need help or there's going to be like workshops or opportunities, but it's something in regards to using people around you that are already existing and asking them for help. Or like, let's say you have somebody that's like an example of like the type of job you want, right? This could be a complete stranger as well. This can be somebody online. This can be a friend of a friend. Like, let's say you want to be an entrepreneur. Instead of just being like, well, I don't know who to ask, so I'm not going to do anything about it. No, really like get creative. Be like, who do you know that is an entrepreneur, or like who do you observe? Like who are you inspired by? You know, you have envy here, right? So a lot of you that are actually envious, and envy is a completely natural human emotion, right? We all experience envy when we see somebody else has something we want, right? It's just the way we express it that can be unhealthy. But let's say like you're envious of somebody, right? You're like, wow, they have this job I really want. They have this, they have that. I want to be like that. Instead of like getting bitter and getting envious and just being in this resentful energy, use that to your advantage, especially if you know this person personally. Like, how can you communicate with them and be like, yo, how did you get to where you're at? Like, I really want to do this. I want to start my own business. Like, what pointers do you have for somebody new or a beginner? Like, how did you get to be where you're at? So instead of like putting people on a pedestal and just like being upset that you don't have what they have, take advantage of people that are in your network, in your circle, people that you see on social media. A lot of the times people are very, very happy to like talk about themselves and share their insight and share their wisdom. Not everybody's just going to be like, oh, don't talk to me. No, like most people are going to be like, oh, this is what I did, or this is how I got started. So don't just self-sabotage and be like, well, I don't know how to do it, so I'm not going to try. No. There's you have to research, you have to learn, you have to study, you have to like really love yourself enough to be like, okay, I'm not gonna be stubborn. I'm gonna actually try to like make connections. I'm gonna try to talk to people. I'm gonna try to like use the people that I'm inspired by and like figure out what they did and like do it in my own way. And of course, according to your own human design, because we can't copy other people's designs, right? We have to learn to do it in our way that's right for us. You have marriage or life partnership. This can even be about relational stuff too. Like if you're really wanting a relationship, like looking at like relationship coaches, talking to people that are in healthy relationships, successful relationships, following people, figuring out how they got their relationships to where they're at. I know like, you know, if you look at me and I'm somebody that you are inspired by business wise, like if you ask me like, hey, what do you recommend for starting out, or, you know, my tarot business, whatever, I usually give out the tips as long as I don't miss the message. Like sometimes I don't see it, but yeah, I usually like, yeah, this is what I did and this is how you got to do it, whatever. And so the same thing can apply for relationship stuff. So it is just about really getting out of your own way and seeing, okay, instead of like just being stuck here and being like, I don't know what to do, look at your community, look at your connections, look online, like research, study, you know, don't just sit there and be like, I'm stuck. No, you're not. You're not. You got to do something different. You got to do it your own way. Any other advice for Taurus? Any other advice for Taurus? You have friendships. Any other advice for Taurus with this energy? You have yes. You have guilt. Some of you feel bad for asking for help. Okay. You have recognition at the top here. Letters in name C, W, Y, or V. This can be letters in your name, letters in somebody else's name. You have guilt. You have the friendship cards here. So like I said, and whatever it is that you're really trying to learn how to do, or you're like, I really want to get to where these people are at. I want to get to this next level in my life. You have to utilize your resources. You have to study people. You have to be inquisitive. You have to learn the ins and outs of certain businesses that you want to pursue. You have to ask questions. You have to communicate, sign up for classes, sign up for workshops. You never know who knows what. It's about who you know, not what you know a lot of the time. So a lot of you being stuck in your comfort zone about I don't want to talk to anybody. Well, it's going to be really hard for you to learn if you don't want to talk to anybody, or at least try. I know sometimes with anxiety and other things, it's hard to talk to people. But start small, you don't have to share your whole life story. Just ask somebody that you may feel a little bit more comfortable to ask, where you're like, oh, I know somebody that personally has their own business. Why don't I just ask them, just to see what they say. So there's that. Okay. Or if you really know you don't have anybody, start manifesting those things. Manifest connections that are willing to help you. Manifest people that are going to help you get to where you need to be. Okay. So what else do we have coming towards Taurus at this time? What's coming towards Taurus? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, South Node, Two of Cups. What's coming towards Taurus? Some of you need to even ask, if you're not asking your friends, asking something in regards to your partner. You might be afraid to even ask your partner for help. What do we have for coming towards Taurus? Oop. But I feel like community is really going to help you. Certain friendships, you're going to meet people in unexpected ways, at gatherings, at parties. The more you try to socialize and put yourself out there, that restriction is lifted and you're able to meet people. You never know who you're going to meet. So if you get invited to go somewhere and it really resonates with you, go network. All right. And don't be afraid to ask people questions. All right. So it is about getting into your confidence. You have Ace of Wands, you have Page of Wands, you have Queen of Wands. A lot of wands here. So a lot of energy that will be moving, and a lot of confidence it's going to take for you to go outside of your comfort zone and ask and be vulnerable about this, because you have the Queen and the King of Cups. So emotionally, you may not be comfortable with being intimate in that way and asking for help, or your creative expression is very much blocked. But it does have a lot to do with maybe you're not around the right people, or you're not around enough people. But you have the Two of Cups and the Three of Cups upright. So a lot of your help is going to come from network. Especially in human design, if you happen to have a 4 line, like you're a 1-4, 2-4, whatever, network is very important for you. Okay. So now let's get some human design advice, because I have some messages in my head that I can think of so far. For projectors, projector Tauruses, many of you need people to get you to success. Okay, you do. Whether directly or indirectly, people are your key to success. You are here to guide people, right? So in order for you to find people to guide, you have to make yourself available. You have to make yourself known that you are available to be a guide. You have insights to share. You have things that you're good at. You need people to help you level up and get to the next level in your life, right? So make sure you're making yourself available. Make sure you are making it known what skills you have. Talk to people. You're not being pushy. You're not pushing your services on anybody. You're just starting conversations with people, letting them come to you, and just making it known that you want to talk, or your space is open to talk, and just showing off what you can do, what you know. And, open that space, create a group for yourself, that people can like find you in, right? For manifestors and manifesting generators, you guys are the type where people don't know that you need help. People won't know what you need, really. They'll think you got it all together. They'll think you're confident. They'll think you're just like good because you have that repelling aura that gives off this very independent energy, like, oh, I got this under control. So if you don't tell people like, this is what I'm struggling with, this is what I need help with, this is where I need some direction, I'm lacking direction here, then people are going to be like, oh, okay, yeah, you seem like you got it all under control. But if you don't, then that's something that you have to get more vulnerable and comfortable being like, yo, I'm lost. Like, I don't know what I'm doing here. Like, what did you do to grow your audience? What did you do to get to where you're at today? Can you give me any tips? Right? So that's something that does take a lot of courage to do and be like, yeah, I'm kind of stuck. But there's nothing wrong with that. Everybody starts somewhere. We don't all start as experts. Nobody does. All right? So same thing for projectors pretty much applies to reflectors as well. A lot of you guys are trying to fit into different groups and trying to figure out where you belong. But some of you need to do things differently and create your own space, create your own groups for people to come in and learn more about you, learn more about what you offer, what you're doing, right? Create your own type of career path. A lot of you would do great in an entrepreneurship type of position. You and projectors, especially projectors, if you got invited to do something like that, consider it. But reflectors, a lot of you do better with an environment where you can have people you feel comfortable with in your space. So like learning to cultivate community is good for you. And then lastly, for generators, right? Some of you just are lacking like something to respond to. And a lot of you need to get around different people. You need to get around different energies to figure out who can give you things to respond to. If you're like stuck, like, I don't know where to take this, I don't know where to go next, just talking about it with different people can give you like that excitement, right? Don't wait until your excitement is all gone because you just like overthought it, or you like, well, I got this prompt to start my business, but now I'm stuck, so I'm not going to do anything. No, that's your cue to be like, okay, now let me start planning. Let me figure out, let me talk to some people. Don't let that excitement die, no matter what. All right. Any other advice for Taurus? Any other advice for Taurus? Don't procrastinate, Taurus. That procrastination is going to get you and you losing hope. Okay, not believing in your manifestations. If it's not working for you, if you're like, if you're not sure what you want, you can manifest that. Spirit, help me figure out what I want to do clearly. Or if you're like, I don't have people that support me, I don't have any direction, manifest direction. Manifest people that can help give you inspiration and direction. But from what I see here, you are going to find it. You have the Ace of Pentacles to the Ten of Pentacles, right? So there is going to be a solid start for you where you're like, okay, I know what I'm doing. I know where I'm going. I know what I want to do. Now, that's not where the journey stops, just knowing what you want. You have to then put your energy into it. You can't just get lazy and be like, oh, well, that's too much work, I'm not doing it. No, you have to figure out ways to navigate. It's not just going to be easy and like you always know what you're going to do. With my career, I mean, I got the prompt to do tarot and I had to continue building off of it. I had to sharpen my skills. I still get like bumps in the road. I hit plateaus. So it's like you have to keep on pushing. You can't let that get you stuck. Knight of Pentacles in reverse. You can't lose that hope. You could have Aquarius placements, Star card in reverse. What does Taurus need to surrender with this energy here? Surrender to what is, surrender to rest and sleep, surrender to passion. Flow with what is instead of fighting it. When you can't change a situation, compassionately accepting it exactly as it is will bring you peace. To prevent burnout, slow down, honor your need for quiet time and peaceful sleep to rejuvenate your mind, body, and spirit. Sleep is important for all the types, right? But especially non-sacral types, because you guys need that energy to be prepared for your next big invitation, your next initiation, your next phase in your life. And so if you're not getting enough sleep, you're not going to get inspired. If you're not inspired, you're not going to have motivation to carry out your visions. So you need to make sure you're not just spending time and energy on things that are useless and not aiding to your success. Even generators, you need to get some adequate sleep too, because you don't know when to stop, because your body can just keep going. But when you crash and burn, you don't want to wait till it gets to that point. And then surrender to passion. Get out of your head and feel the fire in your belly. Focus on the people or activities that ignite your passion and let it flow. So many of you, if you're like, I'm just stuck, I don't know what to do with my life, I don't know what career path I want, do the opposite of looking actively for your career. Now, I know it sounds counterproductive, but really go have fun. Go do things you enjoy, especially generators. Do exciting things. Be around loving people. Be around friends. Be around family. Because like I said, you don't know who you're going to meet. It's when you're not looking, that's when you find it. Whatever it is for you, whether that's your relationship, that's a job, that's a friend, that's a situation, that's a house. That's the best times, that when you're not looking, that's when it comes. So just get into like, I'm not going to put pressure on like, I got to find this job. I got to find this relationship. I'm going to just live my life and have fun, because I trust that it's going to align for me. And that's something that it'll be hard for you to get into that. But once you do, you'll get it done. All right. So really good reading for you, Tauruses. I have a lot of faith in y'all, but you got to get out your comfort zone as far as like being stubborn, not asking for help, or just being pessimistic about it and looking at it from an envious point of view, and use your envy. Envy is just inspiration. It's the same thing. It's two sides of the same coin. It's just one of them has a lot of negative energy attached to it. Inspiration, you use what you see as a way to motivate you, not to hinder you. Envy hinders you. It keeps you stagnant. Inspiration motivates you to go after what you want, and you can use it to your advantage, okay? Thank you guys for watching. If this reading resonated with you, please let me know in the comments below. Like, comment, share, and subscribe so the channel can thrive. I am at Tarot by Bronx on everything.